Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
How was your weekend?
It's all right. How
Yeah.
about yours? Did you do anything fun?
No, I mean, I didn't go anywhere, but I got to watch Paisley, so that was nice. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, it was nice. That's about it, though. We didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
No, I'm trying to think of what the weekend consisted of. Just hanging out around the house,
Yeah.
laundry on Saturday and
Uh,
church yesterday. So,
yeah. Yeah, that's about what we did too.
mm-hmm.
Got my house clean. That's always nice.
Yay.
Yeah. Did I just see you drinking an energy drink?
Oh, no, it's Diet Pepsi.
Oh, I thought it was a
Yeah.
what is that called? No, you don't do
I
those.
can't drink those. No.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to drink those, although they say diet isn't good for you either. But yeah, I have like one a day
Oh yeah. That's
plus
how
coffee.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
hmm
know. I think everything switches around. Like they'll tell you don't drink diet and okay, it's okay. It's not okay. And it's like butter
yeah,
and margarine. It goes back and forth and
yeah. No,
so
I know. I just want to let you know that before class is over, I'm gonna have to go turn my oven off, but then I'll come right back.
okay.
I'm seasoning my cast iron skillet, and it's in the oven. So,
Ooh. Ooh. Does the
well,
house smell good?
no, I mean it was getting all icky, and seasoning it is just, scrubbing it and kind of getting
Oh.
it clean, and then you have to put like a thin coat of oil on it, and then let it sit in the oven for a little bit.
Okay. I thought
Season
you
it
meant
that
like
way.
you were
No.
putting like seasoning, like you know how well I have a casserole dish and
Hmm.
they say that the more you use it, the more the seasoning goes into the pores and
Really?
uh-huh.
Is it a porous casserole dish? Yeah,
Yes.
like clay or
Yes.
something.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Trying
Or
to think of the name of the
red terracotta or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Now
So
mine still smells kind of like fried hamburgers.
yes, you're like I'm starting over.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I hope it takes pretty good because I don't know if mine is just really porous or what, but it seems to still kind of stick and get icky. And they say, oh, don't wash it with soap
That's
afterwards. I always have to do that. I'm
good.
sorry.
I
So
do
I don't
too.
I don't care how nonstick it is. It's like
Yeah.
it's gross.
That's like my
So
casserole dish when I bought it. I'm trying to think of the name of that company I bought it from, but it said that don't wash it with soap because it'll go into the pores. But I still,
right.
I can't. To me, that's just, I don't
Dirty.
know. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I know.
yeah, the
I know.
bacteria and
Yeah. Ew.
uh,
Okay.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. So let's start off with some words. All right, here we go. Future, pretty, city, lot, during, returned, need, weather, forward, certainly, men, above, trust, thanking, sorry, regard, pleasure, written, years, past, stock, away, life, rather, material, paper, high, why, further, fine, really, desire, taken, though, suppose, new, seems. Now we're going to finish up these words that end with MT. We've got one more little section left. Enlightenment, discontentment, disagreement, appeasement, entertainment, appointment, entrancement, disengagement, enticement, apportionment, enthrallment, pronouncement, presentment, rearrangement, disfigurement, enthronement, instillment, pronouncement, enshrinement, enthronement, insistment, recommitment, requirement, amendment, escarpment, amazement, recoupment, envelopment, amendment, announcement, emplacement, amortizement, disembowelment, advertisement, disenchantment, statement, investment, disenfranchisement. Oh, two more. Annulment, shipment. All right. We are done with that one. Now let's finish off these vehicle description drill here. License number is LIN or LUM. License plate is initial L, final P. License plate number, you can either do LNLT, or we talked about doing LIP with the flag. All right, so we'll go ahead and finish this one. Here we go. 1990 maroon Ford Probe, license number 3JTH931. 2000 dark gray Acura Legend, license number 2N0V212. 2009 black Lexus SC300, license number ITWA431. 1989 silver Plymouth Voyager, license number 2VZX341. 2016 Toyota Corolla beige, license number 3NKT350. 2008 blue Saturn SLI, license number 5FWT950. 2007 Honda Civic red with a dent in the bumper, license number 4RH5869. 2015 white Ford pickup, four-wheel drive, license number 5FH390. 2011 black Jaguar, license number Z43QWE. 2014 silver Ford Mustang convertible, license number 4BCH39K. All right. Let's do some names and addresses. Here we go. Ms. Penny B. Connolly, CONNALLY, 26 Forest Street, Randolph, Vermont 05063. L. Brunzell, Brunsell, Community High School District 90 South, 1436 Norfolk Drive, Downers Grove, Illinois 60516. Sheila C. Brown, BROWN, Business and Office Tech School, Route 6, Box 434, Ashland, Kentucky 41101. Elizabeth C. Copenhaver, COPPENHAVER, 2335 Croydon Place, San Leandro, California 94577. Bonnie M. Cahill, KAHILL, 1114 Leesville Avenue, Avenel, New Jersey 07001. Ms. Kathy L. DeCamp, DECAMP, International Ocean Marketing, P.O. Box 24, Hinsdale, Illinois 60521. Peter K. Murphy, MURPHY, Consultation General Incorporated, General of the USA, APO, New York 09794. Nancy Lee Shanlin, SHANLIN, Building B, 4th floor, 2201 Hempstead Turnpike, East Meadow, New York 11554. Melissa A. Cole, COLE, Route 7, Gunby Road, Salisbury, Pennsylvania 17551. All right. Now let's do some words that either end with final L, final G, or final LG. Here we go. Fall, wig, falling. Stealing, stag, steal. Shell, shelling, shag. Reeling, rag, reel. Wailing, whale, wag. Bill, big, billing. Nail, nag, nailing. Sell, selling, sag. Hauling, hog, haul. Pull, pug, pulling. Lull, lulling, lug. Ruling, rug, rule. Failing, dog, pail. Stag, stalling, stall. Bag, bail, bailing. Tag, telling, tall. Mailing, mug, mail. Polling, peg, pole. Healing, heel, hag. Foul, fouling, fog. Fig, feeling, fail. Rail, rug, railing. Ceiling, sag, seal. Dealing, deal, dig. Dug, dueling, dole. All right, let's do some consonant compounds. And this emphasizes on initial KL, initial PL, final RNT, final PD. Okay, here we go. The clock belongs to the clerk. Her closet door was closed. She clutched her clothes. We used Kleenex to clean up. The clatter came from our classroom. Clyde's claim was clearly stated. Greg's plastic plates were on the placemats. Did you plan for plenty of food? The plot of plants was plowed under. She plugged the hole with a plunger. Did you see the play at the plaza? Where did you place the pleating paper? It is apparent your parent is present. Her errant son has returned. Will is a tyrant. Joe popped the top and capped the bottle. She mopped and sopped up the water. We supped and then we napped. Wayne ripped out the coupon and clipped it onto the refrigerator. All right. Let's do some medical words. Here we go. Bloodshot eyes, excessively sweating, Holman's sign, hazardous medications, anti-inflammatory drugs, arteriosclerosis, life-saving treatments, blood splatter, fainting spells, bullet wound, bone protruding, temporal region, bony cartilage, transverse process, cervical vertebra, tensile strength, shoulder girdle, thoracic portion, and the last one is sliding movement. All right. Now, this next drill is going to focus on lose. You either write that as L long U-Z or L-O-Z, either the way it sounds or the way it's spelled. Loss, L-O-S. Loose, my tooth is loose, L-A-O-S, because of the spelling. And lost, L-O-F-T. And then loft is L-A-U-F-T. All right, here are your sentences. He lost his wheel when the lug nut worked loose. He is lucky he didn't lose his life. The coil wire on the car is loose, and you should repair it. We lost the bolt because it came loose, and then we lost the nut. We suffered a loss, and another loss, and another. Did you lose the game, or did he lose the game? If we lose the new secretary, it will be a real loss to all of us in the company. I lost my watch at the fair because the band came loose last week. It was a terrible loss to suffer, and then he had another loss. If we lose this game, it will be the third loss in a row, and we must not lose. We should not have lost the last one, but we won't lose this one. It was not a great loss to lose that loose fitting. All right, now here is a basic brief review. So you're going to hear the following briefs in the sentences: and, advertise, satisfy, satisfaction, receipt, regular, usual. Here are your sentences. Fred and Pete agreed to go. I purchased meat and milk. Ham and eggs go together well. I am a regular fan. Park in your regular space. He is a regular visitor. It pays to advertise. Why don't you advertise for help? You don't have to advertise it all over town. I think a chocolate ice cream would satisfy me. Spices tend to satisfy the taste buds. We hope our merchandise will satisfy your needs. We are in receipt of your message. Be sure to include your receipt. The receipt is sent separate from the bill of lading. It is the usual practice. The usual fee is quite low. We advertise regularly. They demanded accord and satisfaction. His visits were on an irregular basis. The company expressed dissatisfaction with his irregular attendance. Your clock should keep regular time. You should use regular gas. All right. Now, one of our last drills here. I've got two more. This is going to be a number drill with titles and public law numbers, okay? Here we go. Title 1, 1,433,588,000. Public Law 874. 51,423,401. Title 2, 128,750,000. Public Law 815. 23,947,217. Title 3, 180,257,000. Public Law 816. Title 4, 1,452,796,000. Public Law 803. 65,982,238. Title 5, 2,729,483,000. Public Law 824. 27,982,238. Title 6, 2,376,004,000. Public Law 891. 42,560,350. All right. Now my last drill. I'm going to add a word. I'm going to start with one word and then add as we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? When you, when you have, when you have the, when you have the number, when you have the number 146, when you have the number 146 divided, when you have the number 146 divided by, when you have the number 146 divided by 2, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143 divided by, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143 divided by 3 plus, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143 divided by 3 plus the sum of, when you have the number 146 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143 divided by 3 plus the sum of 143, 543, 174, 324, 546, and 231. When you have the number 546 divided by 2 multiplied by 39 minus 247 plus 143 divided by 3 plus the sum of 143, 543, 174, 324, 546, and 231, all subtracted from 3001, it comes to a rounded off figure.
Wow.
Did that get easier or harder just because you kept hearing the same thing?
I think it got a little bit harder, especially with like, I don't know, it's good muscle memory though.
Yeah.
You know, but because you can't allow yourself to think
Yes.
of what's being said.
Right.
So, but I did, especially with the 100. You know what I mean? It's like you should just know, your fingers should just know where to go.
Yeah.
But then your brain goes, wait a second, okay, is that H or is it L? You know, you press L instead. And
Yeah. Well, and I had planned on repeating just one word at a time. And then I realized, oh, she's going to be dead this is going to take forever. So that's why I just started adding more, you know?
thank you.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, this is a little longer because it was only a couple of sentences long, but when you're you bring in all the numbers and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there,
I
that's
love the numbers though. I
good.
don't know what it is. But I screw up a few times, you know, with the numbers. I'll put 4 instead of 3 or something, you know, got that mixed up. But when it gets to lengthy numbers like the billion, something millions, I love that. I don't know what it is.
Well, that's awesome because not everybody
I
likes
know. They
numbers.
don't like the number bar.
No.
And they'd rather write it out. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yes, I know.
I
I know.
don't particularly like it when I have to do 5 or 0, but
Okay. Yeah.
you know,
Because it's at the lower where the
yep,
vowels are.
yep.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do some literary. Okay.
Let's,
Yes. Let's go ahead
let's,
and
shall we?
yes. Let's do. Okay. Here we go. This is part of that continuation of the sheriff's report. Okay. Here we go. I interviewed witness Dana Dash over the telephone. I told her I was a private investigator working on the behalf of the defendant, Connor Reed. I asked Dana Dash if she would be willing to talk to me about this case. And she told me she would. She also allowed me to tape record this interview. The following is what Dana Dash related to me. Dana Dash is the mother of the listed victim in this case. Due to the fact she has the same last name as the victim, I will refer to her by her first name during this report. Dana told me she is the mother of Julie Dash. Julie is listed as the victim in this case. Julie and Reed were living in their back guest house, which is on the same property as her house. During the morning hours on the date of this incident, Dana heard a commotion coming from the back house where Julie and Reed were living. Dana went outside to see what was going on. When Dana got outside, she saw Reed walking out of his house. Julie came out of the house and ran up to Reed and grabbed him, trying to stop him from leaving. Dana said Julie has both an alcohol and drug addiction. Julie also takes medications for her anxiety. Dana could tell Julie had been drinking that morning. I asked Dana if she saw Reed do anything to Julie on the day of this incident. Dana told me Reed was only trying to push Julie away from him. Julie was grabbing onto Reed and was trying to stop him from leaving. I asked Dana if she remembered giving the police officer a statement on the morning of this incident. Dana told me she was so upset. She remembered the police officer was asking her if Julie was on something. Dana told the police officer Julie was taking something and she could smell the alcohol on Julie. I reviewed the portion of the police report which contained Dana's statement written by Officer Newton. After reading Dana the written statement, I asked her if her statement was accurate. Dana laughed and said, I don't remember saying all of that. Dana said they had never had any kind of violence in their house. Dana said Julie was grabbing Reed and he was only trying to get away from Julie by pushing her away from him. Once Reed was able to get away from Julie, he walked away. Dana said it appeared to her that Reed was only trying to get away from the situation. I asked Dana if she had ever seen Reed get in a physical fight with Julie. Dana told me she has not. I asked Dana if she saw any visible injuries on Julie that morning. Dana told me nothing unusual. I asked Dana if she saw any bruises on Julie. Dana told me Julie always has bruises on her body. Dana said when Julie gets drunk, she falls into things. Julie has a medical condition which causes her to bruise very easily. Dana told me she was not trying to stick up for Reed. She just knows from what she saw that Reed was just trying to get away from Julie. All right, so we'll stop there. We only have about 1 page left of this and then we'll be done. All right, so let's do some jury charge. This is final arguments. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Your Honor. It seems like every time I get up to argue, the heat goes up in this room. It is a sign of something. What I would like to do today, considering the nature of the temperature in here, is begin with a defense which was mentioned to you, and that was heat of passion. it seems appropriate to start with that. Hopefully, it will cool down a little bit. The court is going to instruct you to reduce an intentional felonious homicide from the offense of murder to manslaughter upon the ground of sudden quarrel or heat of passion. The provocation must be of such character and degree as naturally would excite and arouse such passion. Therefore, it is clear they define the term heat of passion for you as follows: such passion as naturally would be aroused in the mind of an ordinarily reasonable person of average disposition in the same or similar circumstances as those in question, and such as would cause him to act rashly, without reflection and deliberation, and from passion rather than judgment. What that instruction means is that the defendant cannot set up his own standard, in this case, Ryan Burton's standard. If he is a quick-tempered person and there is some form of provocation that leads him to believe that self-defense is necessary, it is not his standard that we judge it by. We judge it by what an ordinarily reasonable person would do in the same situation. The court will tell you that if there was a provocation of such a nature not calculated to naturally arouse passion, if an unlawful killing of a human being follows such provocation and has all the elements of murder, then the mere fact of slight or remote provocation will not reduce the offense to manslaughter. What was argued to you was Ryan Burton seized the weapon and suddenly he feels threatened by it. And this is provocation on the part of Fred Adams. And because of Ryan Burton's reaction to this, there is a sudden quarrel. A heat of passion takes over. He can't premeditate and deliberate. He can't be guilty of murder. Therefore, Sean Zachary cannot be guilty of murder as an aider and abettor under those theories. It is our contention that obviously there was no heat of passion. There may have been an element of fear in the mind of Ryan Burton, but that is covered by the next instruction. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with Q&A. So we'll start at 60 and work our way to 100, okay? All right. Let's see. Defense is questioning. Here we go. Did you have any reason to believe at that time that Diane would lie to you? At that time? Yes. No. And what, if anything, did you say to Diane after she told you this? Like I said, I just listened. I don't know what to say. It was a shock. And how much time later was it, if you can recall, in weeks or days, when you first heard the kids say it? Well, when I came to court and they gave me custody of the kids to keep the kids overnight, like I said, the first time I kept them, they didn't say. It was the second time that I heard this. Okay, but what I'm trying to find out is between the time you talked to Diane on the phone and then the time the kids stayed over the second time. Do you remember what was the time period in between? You mean like days and weeks and stuff? Right. It was like I kept the kids the first time I went to court. The next 2 weeks, I think I had the kids. It was like 4 weeks. I'll say 4 weeks in between there. And Lori was the first one to say anything, right? Yes. And whether Lori said this to you and you had already in your mind that you didn't believe it. Is that right? That is right. And how many times did you ask her, who told you to say this? I asked her one time for myself, and then when I called a few of my friends, I said, listen at this here. And she would say it over and over and over. And why did you ask her who told you this versus asking her some other type of questions? Like I said, I didn't believe it. So you didn't bother to look into it further yourself, such as asking her, when did this happen? Or how did this happen? Or why? That is right. No, I didn't. I didn't even talk to her about it. And do you know, is Lori pretty? How old was Lori at the time when she told you this? She's 3 now. That's when it happened. How are her communication skills? Good, real good. Do you know whether she understood your question? Who told you this? Yes, she did. Do you know whether there was any possibility that she would confuse it with who did you tell this to? No. You don't think she would have done that? No. And after Diane told you this on the phone, did you inform the social worker of your belief that Diane was lying to you? No, because after I didn't have the kids and I talked to Michelle a few times, and it was just like I was nobody no more. It was just like I didn't have nothing to do with the kids no more. Okay, once you started you were visiting the kids pretty regularly, right? Uh-huh. And once you had been having overnight visits, did you ever bring it to the social worker's attention? No, I didn't. Did you ever tell anybody else about your suspicions? Just a few of my friends on the phone. You stated when you first heard this from Diane, you could tell right away it was a lie. How could you tell? Like I said, I just didn't believe Diane. Has she lied to you before about anything? No. Can I say something? No. Do you dislike Diane? Just a moment. Your answers must be direct responses to the questions, okay? Okay, all right. Did you have any reason to dislike Diane? No. Were you upset that the kids were with somebody else other than yourself? No. And you want the kids to live with you now, correct? Yes. And there was a time when you did have temporary custody of the children, right? Yes. And at the time that you asked for them to be removed, isn't it true that you were having some problems with the mother? Yes. Was she did you tell the social worker that you felt you were being harassed by the mother? Yes. And what is it that the mother was doing that you felt harassment? Objection beyond the scope of direct and relevance. Any response, counsel? I'm just trying to elicit bias at this time, Your Honor. Objection overruled. Do you want me to repeat the question? Yes, please. Go ahead. What was the mother doing or saying to you that you felt was harassment. At the time, we was having problems with her calling the kids at a certain time. And at that time, I had just really gotten the kids and was trying to adjust to the kids. And I also had a brother that had passed, and I was trying to explain to her that my brother had passed to call back, at a certain time. And sometimes she would call. The kids would be sleeping. She would get kind of upset, maybe think I was lying or something like that. And then that didn't bother me until the man called my house. What man called your house? I don't know who he was. A man called and asked for Lori. And that's when I got upset. I told her that she would have done better asking for the kid herself instead of putting a grown man up to ask for a kid. That wasn't right. And did she do that on more than one occasion? No, just one. And was she also rude or disrespectful to you? Just one time. Did she ever mouth off to you? Just once. Did you think that she had a temper problem or problem controlling her anger? No. Now, when you asked the social worker to remove the kids, you called and she called you in tears, right? Well, I was crying. Was it just due to this one incident? No, things had built up. The phone calls and the kids would later falling down and stuff like that. It would irritate me, a little bit. So there was more than one incident, right? Yes, it was. Isn't it true that there was more than one incident of the mother being rude to you? She might have, maybe, but it wasn't that often. Most of the time, we could talk. I was under a lot of pressure. Like I said, my brother had passed and everything. Okay, so we'll stop there and do some read back. So that last half was at 100. All right. Let me give you a word list. You're going to hear pickup truck, which you can write as puck and just flag it. Or you can flag puck and just write pickup truck as puck. Pickup is pup. Again, you have to choose what one you want to flag. Diagram is dram, D-R-A-M. Independent, I-N-D. Recollection, final R-K. Investigation. Indicate, which is K long A-T. You're going to hear, is that correct? That's correct. Toward, curb. Okay, that's about it. And this is going to be plaintiff questioning. Okay, so the first time I'll read it at 100, then we'll do it at 80 and then 60, okay? All right, here we go. Was the pickup truck on the east side of the roadway when you arrived? Yes, sir, it was. Was the front end of the pickup truck pointing toward or away from the east curb? Towards the east curb. Have you shown that in your diagram? Yes, sir. Could you now draw on this map the position of the pickup truck as it was at the point of rest when you arrived? I don't recall whether it was against the curb or possibly a foot or so from the curb. Is it your best recollection that it was close to the curb, either against it or within a foot or two of the curb? Yes, sir, that's correct. Was the rear end of the pickup truck slightly to the north of the front end of the pickup truck? Possibly. I have no independent recollection of this. Is the area where this accident occurred fairly well lit? Yes, sir, it is. All right, so we'll stop there and do it again at 80. Let me get a pencil to mark my spot. Okay. All right, so let's do it again at 80. Was the pickup truck on the east side of the roadway when you arrived? Yes, sir, it was. Was the front end of the pickup truck pointing toward or away from the east curb? Towards the east curb. Have you shown that in your diagram? Yes, sir. Could you now draw on this map the position of the pickup truck as it was at the point of rest when you arrived? I don't recall whether it was against the curb or possibly a foot or so from the curb. Is it your best recollection that it was close to the curb, either against it or within a foot or two of the curb? Yes, sir, that's correct. Was the rear end of the pickup truck slightly to the north of the front end of the pickup truck? Possibly. I have no independent recollection of this. Is the area where this incident occurred fairly well lit? Yes, sir, it is. All right, let's do it one more time at 60. Okay, here we go. Was the pickup truck on the east side of the roadway when you arrived? Yes, sir, it was. Was the front end of the pickup truck pointing toward or away from the east curb? Towards the east curb. Have you shown that in your diagram? Yes, sir. Could you now draw on this map the position of the pickup truck as it was at the point of rest when you arrived? I don't recall whether it was against the curb or possibly a foot or so from the curb. Is it your best recollection that it was close to the curb, either against it or within a foot or two of the curb? Yes, sir, that's correct. Was the rear end of the pickup truck slightly to the north of the front end of the pickup truck? Possibly. I have no independent recollection of this. Is the area where this accident occurred fairly well lit? Yes, sir, it is. All right. How did that feel?
It was good.
Good.
It was good.
Very good.
When you read it at 80, you actually said incident rather
Yes.
than accident. What's incident? I can never remember. There's a brief for it.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
there?
the brief is SDENT.
I probably have that in my book, but it always trips me up.
See if that comes up. SDENT.
Yep, it
Okay.
does.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I did write myself a note here. The 80 take, I accidentally said incident instead of accident.
Okay.
I try to do that so that when we go to read back, it's not like you don't think you wrote it incorrect.
Yeah, that's okay. I hear it. Okay, let me move you over here.
Now we can each do a Q&A, or you can read the whole thing. If you
Okay,
want.
that's fine.
What would you like to do? You
Well,
wanna
we can, let me try reading it all. I
Okay.
mean, I'm going to go at the 60 anyway. So,
Okay.
okay, so Mr. Snoo, question. Was the pickup truck on the east side of the roadway when you arrived? Answer, yes, sir, it was. Question, was the front end of the pickup truck pointing toward or away from the east curb? Answer, towards the east curb. Question, have you shown that in your diagram? Answer, yes, sir. Question, could you now draw on this map the position of the pickup truck as it was at the point of rest when you arrived? Answer, I don't recall whether it was against the curb or possibly a foot or so from the curb. Question, is it your best recollection that it was close to the curb, either against it or within a foot or two of the curb? Answer, yes, sir, that's right, or that's correct. Question, was the rear end of the pickup truck slightly to the north of the front end of the pickup truck? Answer, possibly. I have no independent recollection of that.
Do you have a guess?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Sorry. Question, is the area where this accident occurred, I don't know why I have occasion, occurred fairly well lit? Answer, yes, sir, it is.
Awesome job.
And then I wrote incident.
Yeah.
That was just
incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, S-D-E-N-T.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
indicate is Kate.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with indicate, but an incident has been brought up a lot lately. So, yeah.
Because a lot of times instead of accident, they will say incident, you know?
Right.
Instead of accident. So
Zent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Zent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Zent.
Yay.
Yes.
That was a good day.
Yes, good. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Nora gave me a pep talk the other day. She, I just have to be told this over and over and over. I said, she said, but yeah, I would say to do a higher speed than you're at and do your best, but don't beat yourself up if you write gibberish, because it's not the speed you're at anyway. And then 100 will feel like nothing after a while, which I know that, but it's like you said, I try and be perfect, and it bugs me when I can't be. So I'll try and do that. Will you pass something on to Robert, because I keep forgetting to let him know, and he's always so busy, that sometimes when I go in on the modules of the speed, not the classes, but the modules, they buffer. I'm getting a lot of buffering, and I don't know if that's me or if it's on your end.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know how the buffering kind of goes in a circle? It doesn't do that. It's like a triangle that it does that. And ordinarily that wouldn't bother me, but when you're trying to do speed, yeah, it does.
I'll let him know.
So it's in various different ones. I should have probably started writing them all down, but yeah.
I'll let him know. That's good. He'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So I'll let him know. In fact, I have to call him after this, so I'll let him know.
He doesn't like me anymore.
Oh, yes, he's so busy.
I know he is, but
he's so busy.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, he's amazing. How much work he does.
I know. That's why I don't want to call him at all, because I feel like I'm bugging him.
No.
Yeah,
he is a busy person.
I know. And then I think I texted him last week or something, but he didn't get back right away. He says, I was at the gym, sorry. It's like, and then I feel really bad, because the poor guy should have a life, and me, I just like to eat.
Yeah, he's really good about getting to the gym, even with his crazy, hectic schedule.
Yeah.
So
you can't have gluten, right? It's gluten. No. What about dairy?
Dairy's okay.
Okay.
They
Look,
told me.
look what I found. Doesn't
Ooh,
that look good?
yes. Is it pretty
I,
easy?
I haven't made it yet. It just,
Oh, and by the way, I made your chicken with the barbecue chip.
oh,
It was,
potato chip chicken.
yeah, my family loved it.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. I'm
I'll have to
sick
give
of
you,
it.
oh, well, I'll give you one that's similar, but it's good. It's with Ritz crackers. It's called
Oh,
poppy seed chicken. And
okay.
I can't have it because of the Ritz crackers, but
Right.
I still make it because my family loves it. I'll text it to you.
Okay.
It's kind of
That
like
sounds
that, but
good.
Ritz crackers, and it's amazing.
That does sound good because I love Ritz
Oh,
crackers.
then you're
They're
gonna love
so
it.
good.
I know. I wish they would make gluten-free Ritz crackers,
You
but
can probably make your own, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah. So, all right. Well, you have a great day. Can you come tomorrow
I'm
morning?
going to. Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
And I'll try and come tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
You know, it's because that's the class that I really need to be in.
Good.
You know, well, I need to be in all of them, but I wish they were more than just 2 days a week because I make myself come to the classes and it's so much better. And then, you know, the rest of the week, it's so hard to sit down and practice and all. And Nora was saying that she's going to buy her machine pretty soon, so I'll be able to get my old one back, which is good because, you know, I still need to have you look and see where I'm positioned. I mean, I think I'm okay, but like my wrists have been bothering me a little bit, and I don't know if it's too high or I know that it's supposed to be, isn't it supposed to be that your arms are level
Yeah,
with the
or
keys,
at a
right?
slightly lower than a 90-degree angle, like
Okay.
so not quite the 90-degree angle, but just maybe a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
Now, you have armrest on your chair, right?
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
I don't
Does it get in the
know.
way?
It used to when I first started, and I went to when I was in class, I would do like a card table chair,
Mhm.
a padded one, but that got to be really uncomfortable. So I
Okay.
don't know, and the arms on this don't move. It's like a hand-me-down chair. So I wouldn't mind getting one of these days. I'll get an office chair that doesn't have arms
Yeah.
on it, or the kind that you can lower anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have
So
office chairs that, you can adjust the height, but it doesn't have the armrest. Because sometimes I think if you're contained in that area that
yeah,
you can't move your arm, then it's going to cause pain because you can't really move, you know?
right,
Yeah.
right. Yep,
So keep
I
that in
know. All right.
mind. All right, Nora. Well, you have a great rest of your day.
I'm Pandora, not Nora.
Listening to you.
That's
I
okay.
think that I told my husband, I go, what are the chances of that? We have a Pandora and a Nora.
Just start calling us Pandora.
That's so cute.
And then we could open like a bread place
There
or
you go. A
instead
Panera.
of Panera, Panora.
Panora. I love it. I love it.
All
You guys
right,
can
Jill.
open up your own agency and call it Panora.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Panora Depot
Or
Agency.
we'll open a school.
There you go.
That's what
There
needs
you
to be
go.
a
Panora
brick and mortar.
Counselors.
Panora College.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Sounds
Bye.
good. Bye.